Hey everybody, it's Michael Wayne. I just got back from DIV 20. It's been a little bit that I've been back, and I've been kind of lazy about making this video. I got to talk kind of fast because I got a lot to say, but this is my first DIV 20. I didn't make 21. I was lucky to make 20 because we had a crisis in the coal mine where I work and flooded out, and I was still able to go and do some metal detecting. But I'm going to start out with the first hunt. We hunted a colonial site, and the hosts that took us there, one of them dug this bullet. Noticed I'd never dug a Civil War bullet, and he covered it back up and told me to get see what signal I got. Then he let me dig it and told me I could keep it. So I didn't technically find it. His cool found it first, but that was cool that he did that. And the other landowner, Jimmy Love, hooked me up with this flat button that he found previously at a colonial site. It's got a heart with wings on the back of it, and it may say guilt. I'm not sure, but I dug this brass buckle, and in the same hole I got a perfume stopper. And I just thought that was neat. That's my first real nice brass buckle and first perfume stopper. I got this piece of camp lead by the house site about 20 feet from where they found a 1779 Spanish Real and an 1859 half dime or 39 half dime. I don't know. It was something like that, but it was real neat. These guys had a good time. I had a good time hunting with them, and it was either the Hartwood or Hartford Manor or House. They do a lot of weddings there, but they dug a South Carolina button, I believe, with 90% gilt, a couple Eagle buttons, and cross rifles. Mike Harvey, my president of my metal detecting club, dug some cross rifles there about a couple inches from where I had previously dug a 45 casing. But I got in a hurry, and anyways, this is my first real bullet, this Williams cleaner that I dug. That's the first one of DIV 20 that I dug. And I'll just go down. There's a 3-ringer. That's a smooth 3-ringer, but it's got a bolt style on the inside like a star, but not a US star, just a star like a M16 bolt kind of. I don't remember what he called it, Harvey, but that's a pretty neat bullet. There's a 3-ringer that looks like it's hit something. There's definitely an impact 3-ringer. And I got to hunt with Michael Bennett. Y'all probably know him as Nugget Noggin, and he's been a big inspiration of mine on this YouTube channel here. And anyways, I found that 69 caliber with him about the same time he found a piece of a spur that I missed. And anyways, that's a funny story. But I found these three with Nugget Noggin. And that mini ball, that was my first mini ball, my first 69. I found a bucking ball, and to symbolize the thousands of square nails that I dug, I went ahead and put one in there. I didn't want to put all 1,000 of them. But I also dug a lot of camp lead. There's 7 pieces here. Nugget Noggin got the other 10,000 pieces out of the road. But anyways, I dug 4 fragments. That one was the first one, and the second one right there, coming out of the same field as the one I'm about to show you. This is a shinkle shell, and I've already treated it. And anyways, I stopped electrolysis because it's starting to fade away and disintegrate. So there's still going to have a little rust color in it under the lacquer. But anyways, I found a total of 4 shells. The other one's in my RV. Next up, I found a pair of scissors. I started in a Confederate camp where I found that Williams cleaner and got this iron buckle. And then when I left there, I went through a cornfield and found these scissors in the middle of nowhere. I don't know if they're sewing kit scissors or what they are, but there's no home site or anything, so they're probably from a soldier. This button here looked like a 3-piece or a 2-piece button, but it's got nothing on it. It's got a really nice green patina and 2 dots in the center where it might have had a shank. I don't believe it came off a J-hook because it's not concave in the back. It's more like a button, but, I mean, it could be anything. I don't know. I don't want to forget my bucking ball. I found one of these in Bluntsville, Alabama, but this one here is definitely authentic because of the color and where it came from. Moving on, I found this Confederate, I'm calling it a Confederate horseshoe. It could be anything, really, but I found it in a Confederate campsite, and because it had the square nails in it, I went ahead and kept it. I found a few horseshoes, but that one was the best representation. I found this triangle hook. I guess it's like a D-ring, but it was a triangle hook at one time. They got pulled apart. You can see the seam right there. I found it in a wood line that hasn't been touched, it seems, since the Civil War by a creek bed. I slipped in there to kind of take care of some business, and on my way out, I hit this really good high brass signal. I dug it, and there's no way that thing should have still been there after all these years. Most of the stuff you'd think would come out of the fields where they've been cultivating it over and over again, but that was there, and it's probably sat there since the soldier lost it, probably off a knapsack. But I'm calling it a Confederate triangle loop or whatever you call it, because it's, it was right there by the Confederate camp. 2 pieces of ginger beer bottle. That's neat. I probably won't do that every hunt, but just because this is my first one and I don't see this kind of stuff in Alabama, I went ahead and threw that on there. I dug this ring with Nugget Noggin also. He discarded his, I think, or threw him in his scrap pile, because he digs like 10,000 of everything that I dug on a daily basis. So, this I thought, might have come off a horse, something, Civil War possibly, or from the farm. But I thought it looked neat for my Confederate Gardner bullet there. I went ahead and stuck out in the center, being, that was my favorite bullet to find. Anything to do with the Confederacy. But I dug this. I didn't dig this. This was laying on the ground. I found this is a piece of a whiskey or a champagne bottle, I guess. It's black. Like I said, I won't always show this glass or put it in my cases, but this is just one of those instances where you don't see a lot of this up here in Alabama. And this little loop that went in like a tent or something, it's a little brass piece. I dug it by a fire pit, where these guys have dug into a fire pit. And we're pulling out buttons and bottles and stuff. One guy pulled out, I believe he pulled out part of a jacket. My neighbor showed me a blue coat that he was able to preserve. And I thought that was really neat. But my favorite thing is this iron. I believe this is a heel plate. It's pretty thick. It's still got a nail sticking out of it right there, if you can see. But if you'll look at that horseshoe, and then I'm gonna pan it over right there. That's got to be a heel plate. It fits on my heel perfectly. Horseshoe and heel plate. I mean, I don't know if there was any Shetland ponies out there, but that to me looks like a heel plate. I had a couple other people say that. But anyways, there's my name tag, March 2012 DIV 20. And these are my finds. And I hope I didn't take up too much of your time. Like I said, it wasn't the best hunt ever, but I got to build off of this. This is my first time to go up there, and maybe next time something good will happen. My roommate, bless his heart, he went up there with the intent on digging a buckle, and he didn't dig much the 3 days that I was there. But as soon as I left, I must have been bad luck. He dug a Georgia State seal buckle. So that's awesome. I can't wait to see it at the next meeting. Hopefully I get to make it and we'll get to see it. But anyways, until then, I hope you enjoyed my finds. And y'all take it easy and keep that cool on the ground. Keep looking for stuff. And we'll holler at you later. Thanks. Bye-bye.